Adam, what do you think about the latest mock draft?
PFF came out with their latest mock draft, guys, and they do a hell of a job over there. Derek Stingley, number 2 overall, man. Number 2 overall.
Is this some kind of sick joke?
You know what? I'm starting to believe there's a conspiracy out in the media to just piss me off.
just piss all Lions fans off. Really, a corner number 2.
Jokes aside, I mean, the Stingley thing, I think that's a bit egregious. Come on. Look, I'm willing to entertain a Kyle Hamilton conversation, right? Because I think the other side makes good points, as do I. So I'm willing to have a conversation at least on Kyle Hamilton, but I'll give you my reasons why I don't think so. Well, with Stingley, I think it's off limits. That's not even a thing. A corner at 2? I may shoot myself live on the show. Yeah, I'm not joking. We're hosting a draft party that night. We'll be live reacting to the Lions picks.
Oh, I'm worried.
Derek Stingley selected number 2 overall. There's a 9mm bullet going through my head that night. And it ain't coming from anybody in the building. It's coming from myself. Jesus.
I don't even know. Listen,
Derek Stingley at 2, Jeff?
It's wild.
I mean, come on. I want to look at these mock drafts. And, look, again, I'm willing to have a conversation even about Malik Willis.
Yeah.
I'm willing to entertain and have a conversation with you even if I disagree. Derek Stingley at number 2? Just trade the pick for a cheeseburger and fry while you're at it.
Ooh, wee. That's pretty good. Not as good as the poutine, though.
I don't understand the Stingley move. The guy who put it out, Seth Galina. I'm sure you're a nice guy. I'm sure if we talked, we'd probably have a good conversation. But you have the Lions taking Derek Stingley a corner at number 2 after they just took Jeff Okudah at number 3 not too long ago, and this fan base is ready to riot because of that pick. When that pick could have been Tua or Justin Herbert, like most fans wanted. But no, it was more important for Sheila to put on, well, they need to win now that season, right? Win now expectations. So they go out and draft a corner instead of thinking about the team's future because clearly they weren't winning with Matthew Stafford. All right, Adam. I know you felt that way too when we did this Okudah debacle. I feel it. I get it. But shooting yourself isn't the answer. I don't know, Samuel. I really do think it is. They take Stingley at number 2. I'll see you guys later. I'm done.
Well,
I'm done.
See you later.
I'm done. It's done. It's a show for me. I'm retiring for good.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about retiring. I'm going to go sit on a beach and smoke a cigar. I mean, I'm checked out. I'm 6 feet under. I'm done. Not taking a corner at number 2.
You know what the tough draw between is, like, you want to trust Brad Holmes and you want to say, like, easily his first year as the GM and who he selected. I want to sit here and say I trust whatever decision he's making, but there's 2 decisions that will not sit well with me: Malik Willis at number 2, or anywhere in the top 10 for that matter from the Lions' perspective, and drafting a secondary player at number 2. That's the issues I have. I respect Brad. Anything he does, I'm going to sit here and say, well, I trust the process. I will not trust that process. Drafting a secondary player at number 2, Kyle Hamilton or Derek Stingley, and the other one being taking a quarterback in top 10. Like, I don't know. That doesn't sit well with me. And I think, Lions fans, of course, remember the Jeff Okudah thing always comes into play because you selected him 3rd overall, and what he's been for the Lions kind of gives you that PTSD feeling.
Can I ask you a question?
Does. What's up?
Let's say I'm willing to disregard the Jeff Okudah thing, right? Let's say I erase it from my memory bank. Can I ask you a simple question? And I'd like all of you to answer at home, too.
Absolutely.
What is today's NFL made for? Who has the advantage, wide receivers or corners?
It's always going to be wide receivers.
I'm gonna just answer.
Right now, yes, absolutely.
Tight ends or corners?
It's always going to be tight ends. Offensive players.
Offensive players have the advantage.
Yes, they do.
Quarterbacks have the advantage. Jalen Ramsey, for as good as he is and as great as he was throughout the season, he got beat multiple times, not only in the Super Bowl, but the entire playoffs. I brought up Jesse Bates. You guys brought up that. Well, Adam, he had an interception in the Super Bowl. It was the most meaningless interception. It was a punt. It was essentially a punt. What'd he do outside of catch a Hail Mary pass? What'd he do? Nothing. Nothing. Where was he shadowing Cooper Kupp and making sure he wasn't getting open? Oh, wait, you can't guard wide receivers in today's NFL. I forgot. No matter how gifted or skilled you are. And he's a top 7 safety in the NFL. Look, when it comes to Kyle Hamilton, I'm willing to have a conversation with you. Whether it's Luke, Easy, any of you Kyle Hamilton people. I'll have a conversation with you. That's fine. You can pitch me him all you want.
And I like him.
And I'm willing to listen. I think he's got great... He is a great prospect.
Yeah.
I'm not taking him at number 2. Now, if you're the GM, you want to take him at number 2, be my guest. You'll be out of a job, I think, in 3-5 years.
If he's not Hall of Famer for sure talent. I mean, listen,
It's not if, it's so unlikely. In today's NFL, I just told you guys, you win with the front office. Basically, you win. You need a GM, you need a head coach, you need a quarterback. You need to protect the quarterback. You need to get to the opposing team's quarterback, and you need to have skill position players. Doesn't that sound like the Bills, the Chiefs, the Bucks, the Rams? Doesn't it sound like all the best teams in the NFL? The Packers? Oh, yeah, it does. The Packers went 13-4 without Jareer Alexander, their best defensive player all season. Zadarius Smith, they went 13-4 without him all season. They compensated on defense. Players stepped up. Players that you've never heard of that were drafted in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So, yeah. I don't think drafting a safety or a corner in the top 3 is responsible. I don't. And again, I'm going to read this off one more time. And I love the comment Justin just made because it's so true. Everybody clamoring for a trade down, we all agree with you. Would love to trade down in this situation. Who's trading up? Nobody.
Yeah.
There is no quarterback.
Not the Giants. Not the
Not
Eagles,
the Jets. I'm not giving up the 5th and 7th pick to move up to 2. It's not worth it.
Absolutely
I'm
not.
getting 2 of the top 7 prospects, quote unquote, in the draft. I'm happy. But anyways, let me read this off to you guys. I'm going to read it one more time. The top 7 safeties in the NFL this season. Minkah Fitzpatrick, selected 13th overall.
Wow.
Tyrann Mathieu, 69th overall. Justin Simmons, Denver Broncos safety, 98th overall. Budda Baker, 36th overall. Harrison Smith, 29th overall. Marcus Williams, 42nd overall. Jesse Bates, 54th overall. Now, can Kyle Hamilton be better than all of them? I think that is a fair argument for you to make. I have no problem with that. You're going to select him number 2 overall? Tracy Walker is a good corner. A good safety. He was drafted 84th, 82nd, one of the two. He was a 3rd round pick. You can find value at that position later in the draft. Now, of course, you want to use the hindsight argument. Well, Adam, if he's Ed Reed, wouldn't you have drafted Ed Reed number 1 overall? It's a different game now. It's a different game. If this is 1999, 2000, and Kyle Hamilton's on the board, and he's the best prospect going out in the draft, I think he goes 1, 2, or 3 overall. I do. Different game now. Defensive players play with a disadvantage. That's the truth. And that's just the truth. And Myles Garrett, a big factor why they made the postseason last year. The Browns. TJ Watt is the reason why they didn't have a losing season out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald won them a Super Bowl.
Close.
Von Miller got them to a Super Bowl. A'Shaun Robinson, Greg Gaines. Trey Hendrickson, the most impactful signing the Bengals made. Everyone talks about Chase, Higgins, Burrow. Hendrickson, X factor for the Bengals.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, when they were good, D Ford. They had an edge rusher. I'm going to say it one more time, and I hope you guys truly listen.
Yep.
I really do. In the NFL, you need the front office, you need the head coach, you need the quarterback. And once you got those 3, you need to protect the quarterback, you need to give the quarterback weapons, and most importantly, the only defensive aspect is you need to get to the opposing team's quarterback. Because if you just drop back in zone and think you're going to win the big games throughout a regular season and the playoffs, good luck. Good luck. Jonathan Abrams, he's one of the better safeties in the NFL. We know Jonathan. Friend of the network. Great guy. Supremely talented safety. You're not taking him number 2 overall. And if you go back, you aren't drafting. You just aren't drafting these guys that high. And that's my biggest problem with it. I really do. I really do.